If Saturday morning cartoons fueled your imagination as a kid and powers your action figure collecting now as an adult, then you're in the right place. Thanks for stopping by, and welcome to Saturday Morning Toy Collector. And if you like my content, please consider subscribing. Hi everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Saturday Morning Toy Collector. Today we're going to do a real quick video because as of today, Thursday, today is the June 15th, late last night the Haslab actually broke 13,000 backers, which is fantastic. It unlocks Night Force Ripcord for all of us who have backed it. And I know there were some complaints about Night Force Ripcord, about it being a Night Force version, and here we are getting into another sub-team. I actually really like Ripcord. I would have preferred it just be like the regular version, but then again, that keeps the regular version out of the hands of people who didn't back it, and we know that the regular version will come out in the main line sometime in the future. But as the title of this video suggests, they have unlocked the second tier figure, or the third tier figure. Is it the second tier? What is it? It's the 16,000 backer, whichever one that is. Second tier, whatever. Figure, and it is Jane Glenda Mulligan. Now, a lot of people are like, who in the world is this character? I've never seen this character before. It looks a lot like Scarlet in her blue and gray outfit. So I, of course, did not know about this figure either. And I know that a lot of people are like, automatically, they're like, this is a waste. Like, why is this figure? Why is this the figure that's being reviewed or being revealed? And I gotta say, there's a really good reason this is the figure. There's a really good reason. And while I don't think this figure is going to get everybody on board with that 16,000 backer, I don't know if we'll make it to the 16,000 at this point. I don't know. I don't know if this is the figure that's going to do it. But this figure is very important, and I'm going to tell you why. So first of all, before I tell you why this figure is so important, we got to do a little bit of research as to who Jane Glenda Mulligan is and what makes her important. So I had to look her up. I had to, various different, G.I. Joe resources, and had to look up where she actually came from. So the figure actually came from back in the 80s at the height of the G.I. Joe hysteria, when everybody was getting on board with the 3 3/4 inch figures. Hasbro would sell the molds out to other companies in other countries and allow them to make G.I. Joe action figures in other countries. And so the Scarlet body, the original Scarlet mold, was sold out, and in Argentina they made this character called Glenda, a helicopter pilot, Jane Glenda Mulligan. And as you can see, she had this blue and white motif with the silver little overlay, the silver jumper, and you can see that this is exactly the Scarlet mold. This is 100% the Scarlet mold. You can see the little padding up on her right shoulder, the grenade on the left, and you can even see the stars molded onto her gauntlet, the little pouches on her boots. All of this is Telltale Scarlet. So back in the 2000s, early 2000s, when Hasbro was releasing their 20th anniversary line or whatever, Hasbro remade that particular figure, the Glenda, but this time they changed it to actually be Scarlet. And so she had the blues, the whites, and she had the silver underlay, as you can see. And so they remade her. So the reason that this particular release is super important is because what you can see here on this figure is that she has that silver underlay. You see that it's a jumper. You can see that, she's got it looks like she's got that collared, the very specific banded collar underneath. I think they did a smart thing here by not showing her without her webbing on, so you can't see all of this detail, but you can see how there's a belt sculpted underneath the black that's in white. You can see the stars on her gauntlets, the pouches on her boots. The reason this is super important is because this means that we're going to be getting a re-release of Scarlet down the road. They probably already had this mold ready to go for a new Scarlet, and they're like, how can we tease this out? How can we put this out early? And they decided to make it this Glenda, this Argentina G.I. Joe character from the 80s. And so, and also making her in the silver and the blue and the white. If you want to pop her head off and put Scarlet's head on, then you have that 20th anniversary Scarlet pilot version. And so I think this was pretty sneaky on Hasbro's part, and I dig it, and I'm here for it. And I hope that, I hope we get 16,000 backers. I hope we unlock this figure. It just adds more value to the Haslab. But even if it doesn't, even if this doesn't get us across the finish line, I'm okay, because that means that this mold is already in the works down the road for a new Scarlet figure, and that's what we've been needing. We've needed a new Scarlet, and I think we need a new Duke in his old fatigues. And I wouldn't be surprised if a pilot version or a different version of Duke might be the last figure unlock. And that might be a way that they may be getting those classic original costumes, because all the figures they're putting out now look like their classic counterparts. But if you go back to that very first wave of Classified, when everybody had the extra armor and everything, there was just, Scarlet in particular and Duke are the holdouts. Roadblock they fixed. They got him great. They got him back to where he needed to be. Snake Eyes was kind of perfect as he was, but we really need a new Duke and a new Scarlet, and it looks like Hasbro is going to be giving us that new Scarlet. So I hope you like this little insight into why I think we're getting this Glenda Mulligan figure. I hope you enjoyed this quick little video. Please hit us up over at Instagram.com/Saturday Morning Toy Collector. I am the Saturday Morning Toy Collector. I am your host, Mark, and I will catch you in the toy aisles.